Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon, ma'am.
We started with the different types of bryophytes in the previous class. The two types of bryophytes include liverworts and mosses. General characteristics also we learned. So let's learn more about the different types of bryophytes. Liverworts, we just saw the first slide. Again, I will show the same slide. The first slide of liverworts. So here you can see a few photographs of liverworts, and these are usually found in moist and shady habitats. For example, the banks of streams, then marshy areas, then wet soil, the bark of the trees, or deep in the woods. So everywhere, all the places which I mentioned just now, so such shady and moist places, you can find them usually growing. And the plant body is thalloid. In Thallophyta or algae also we said they have got an undifferentiated plant body or thallus. Here also the plant body is thalloid. It is not differentiated. Even though they have root-like, stem-like, leaf-like structures, these structures are not properly defined. So that is why we call the plant body as thalloid. Even though some structures are there which resemble root, stem and leaf, they are not true stem, roots and leaves. One example for liverwort is Merkensia. Thallus is dorsiventral. So dorsiventral means here two distinct surfaces are there which you can clearly demarcate, which you can clearly differentiate based on its appearance and structure. So two such distinct surfaces are present for the thallus, and it is closely pressed to the substrate. Pressed means pressed, same meaning. So it is closely attached to the substratum. And some of them, they have leaf-like structures. So those leafy members, in them leaf-like structures, leaf-like appendages or those structures will be arranged in two rows. And where are they arranged? On stem-like structures. So in both cases, it's mentioned leaf-like, stem-like, not true stem and leaves, but some structures which resemble leaves are arranged in two rows on stem-like structures. And not for all liverworts you can see these leaf-like structures. Some of them, they are provided with leaf-like structures. In such a case, they will be arranged in two rows on stem-like structures. This we had seen last period. So let's proceed. Now the methods of reproduction. Asexual reproduction is by means of fragmentation. So from the first division, we were learning about fragmentation process. Fragmentation, as the name suggests, the thallus will break into fragments and each fragment will be able to grow into a new organism. So there are two methods of asexual reproduction mentioned here. One is by means of fragmentation of the thallus, or it can be even due to the formation of gemmae, singular gemma, gemma, gemmae. And gemmae are some buds, asexual buds, which are green in color and they are multicellular and they are formed in some specialized structures, some specialized receptacles or cup-like structures, and these structures are known as gemmae cups or gemma cups. So within the gemma cups, you can see some green colored asexual buds, which you call as gemma. See in this figure, you can see that gemma cups, everything is green. So I don't know whether you will be able to make out. Just a minute. See, this is that gemma cup. And inside you can see some greenish multicellular asexual buds. So those buds also can germinate once they get detached. Just like in Hydra and all, entirely different structures, but still I'm saying, so buds arise and when these buds are detached from the parent body, they can grow into new individuals. So similarly, here also, asexual reproduction can be carried out with the help of certain special buds. And these buds we call as gemme, because these are formed inside gemme cup, specialized receptacles or cup-shaped structures. Within that, you can see asexual buds, and the features include they are green in color, they are multicellular, and they can carry out asexual reproduction. And these buds, once they get detached, once they are fully formed, they get detached from the parent body. Once they get detached, they can germinate and form form new individuals. So these are the two methods of asexual reproduction. Only the gemme part is new for you. About fragmentation, you had been learning when we discussed about algae. Then even in the case of bryophytes introduction, there also we learned about fragmentation. So asexual reproduction takes place by means of mainly two methods. One is by fragmentation of the thallus. The thallus or this undifferentiated plant body can break into fragments, and each fragment can grow into new organism. Then the next method is by gemme. What are gemme? Gemme are multicellular. They are made up of many cells. They are green in color, and they carry out asexual reproduction. They are bud-like structures. We call them as asexual buds. And where are they formed? They are formed within specialized cup-shaped structures or receptacles, and we call these receptacles as gemma cups. Within that, you can find these asexual buds. And once they are fully grown, fully matured, they'll get detached from the parent plant and can form a new individual. So those are the asexual methods of reproduction. Now moving on to sexual reproduction. So we learned the general features of liverworts, the asexual method, the two asexual methods of reproduction also we discussed. Now we are moving on to sexual reproduction. Already these names you are familiar with. You had already learned these names: Antheridia and Archegonia. Antheridia, the male sex organ; Archegonia, female sex organ. Antheridia will produce male gametes, which you call as antherozoids, whereas Archegonia is a female sex organ which produces egg cells. An antherozoid fuses with the egg. All these we have already discussed. Antherozoid or the male gamete will reach archegonium and fuses with the egg present in it, and it fuses with the egg nucleus. That you know, in fertilization, what is happening? The sperm will fuse with the egg. The nucleus of sperm and egg will fuse, and the egg, once the egg is getting fertilized, once the egg gets fertilized, it will form a tiny sporophyte. Gametophyte is bearing these sex organs, and once the gametophyte produces the gametes, they will fuse and the egg gets fertilized, or a zygote will be formed, which will develop into sporophyte with foot, seta and capsule. There are three main parts for sporophyte: foot, seta, and I think in the next slide you might be able to see the figure of sporophyte: foot, seta and capsule. These are the three parts of sporophyte. And as the name suggests, sporophyte will produce spores. The spores will be produced. I told there are three parts: foot, seta, and capsule. It is in the capsule that the spores are being produced, and the production of the spores will take place by means of meiotic division. Only then haploid spores will be formed, and once these spores germinate, the next stage starts, that is gametophytic phase will start. Once again, sexual reproduction is by means of fusion of male and female gametes. There is gametophyte, and this gametophyte will bear sex organs: Antheridium, Archegonium. Antheridium contains antherozoids. Archegonium contains egg cells. And once the antherozoids reach the archegonium, they will fuse with the nucleus of the egg cell and results in the formation of a zygote or a fertilized, or the egg will get fertilized. Once the egg is fertilized, this will develop into sporophyte, diploid sporophyte. haploid gametophyte is giving rise to diploid sporophyte. And the sporophyte has got three main parts: foot, seta, and capsule. And it is within the capsule that reduction division takes place, resulting in the formation of haploid spores. And once the spores are formed, they will germinate and form gametophyte. Again, the same thing, same processes will get repeated. Gametophyte will produce gametes in the sex organs. They will fuse. Zygote will develop into sporophyte. Sporophyte will undergo reduction division, form spores. Those spores will germinate, and again the gametophyte will be formed. Male and female sex organs can be produced on the same thallus or on different thalli. Listed archegonium and antheridium. Either it can be present on the same thallus, same plant body, or you can find male and female thallus. It can be produced on different thallus. One will be female, the other one will be male. So depending upon the type of the plant, the male and female sex organs can be produced on the same or different thalli. The male plant has got reproductive branches. Male plant, just assume that these are being formed on different thallus. In that case, already you know about antheridium, antherozoid, etc. And these will be produced on specialized branches, which you call as antheridiophore. See the figure, children. Here you can see this is male thallus. This is female thallus. And here you can see a stalk here. That stalk, that branch is known as antheridiophore, at the tip of which antheridium will be present. It has got a disc-shaped receptacle. As you can see in the figure, there is a disc-shaped receptacle and the enlarged view is shown here. See, in between you can find antheridia, inside which the sperms will be produced. I'll repeat again. In certain liverworts, you can find the male and female sex organs produced on the same plant body. In certain other plants, you can see them on different thalli. Male sex organ will be produced on one thallus, and the female sex organs can be produced on, just like unisexual and bisexual you've already learned. So just like that, here also you can find them either being produced on the same thallus or on different thalli. And in the first figure, the second figure, you can see male thallus. And you can see a branch here, which you call as antheridiophore. And at the tip of that, you can see a disc-shaped structure, disc-shaped receptacle, and where you can find antheridia, inside which sperms or antherozoids will be present. Whereas the female branch you call as archegoniophore. It is easy to remember the name of the branch. It is similar to that of the name of the sex organ. Where antheridium are produced, that is antheridiophore. Where archegonium are produced, there it is archegoniophore. And here there is a difference in the receptacle. It is star shaped. Here this was disc shaped. Here it is disc shaped receptacle, whereas here it is star shaped. And on this receptacle, you can find archegonia, inside which egg cell will be produced. We call it a star-shaped receptacle because, as you can see in the figure, some radiating rays, just like a star, you can see those rays. That is why you call it a star-shaped. So if you're asked to write the differences, you should know the receptacle on which archegonium are produced will be star-shaped, whereas antheridium are produced on disc-shaped receptacle. In male, it is disc-shaped. In female, it is star-shaped. Once again, just a minute. The previous slide, would you like to see? No. Okay. No, you have understood. Okay. So male and female sex organs can be produced on the same or on different thalli, and the male plant has got both male and female plant. In case if they are produced on the same or different, this branch will be there, means this particular branch will be there, and the branch which is producing on which this disc shaped receptacle is present, you call as antheridophore, and the branch upon which the star shaped receptacle is formed, you call it as archegoniophore. Then hope you have followed, and before we proceed to Moses, we will have a recap of all the points that we learned about liverworts. No need to see the slides, no? Can we recap?
Second slide of asexual reproduction.
You tell me what was given over there. Which
Uh,
topic?
The spores are produced in the capsule by meiosis.
Okay. Just a minute. This one, no? Nimida? This one?
Yes.
This part is a capsule. Oh, just a minute. Just a minute, Nimida. Yes, here. Theta, this is the capsule, and this is the foot. It is within the capsule that spores are produced. Okay. So now we need to learn about Moses. So the first type we have completed, that is liverwort. Can we summarize the points? Irene, Anne-Marie, Malavika Vibin, Alina Varghese, Ardra Priyagosh, Jyoti, Anashwara, Samia, Iva, Sarah. Okay. Abhinav, why don't you
Yes, ma'am.
adjust your camera properly? I can see the curtain, the shelves, the door, but not you. Okay, now it's fine.
Now okay, ma'am.
Yes, perfectly okay. Perfect okay, no? Okay, Abhinav. Now tell me the points. First point.
Ma'am, which?
Where can you find them? The habitat where you find them. Liverwort.
Ma'am, liverworts, they are in bark of trees, shady habitats, then marshy areas.
Then?
Only that much I remember.
Okay. Alina, any more points to add?
Ma'am, they are found in damp soil bark.
Reading even I can do.
They are found in deep woods.
Deep in the woods, marshy areas, then banks of streams. Generally, you can say they are found in moist and shady places. Then, Sarah, what is the next point? All completed, those who had been assigned seminar, you finished it, no? Anybody else remaining? No. Sure, no? Okay. Whom I was asking? Sarah.
Yes, ma'am.
Next point.
Their plant body of liverworts is thalloids. The plant body.
What oid? Only oid I heard. Their plant bodies? Your sister is there nearby?
No,
She is at home or somewhere else?
somewhere else.
Within the house, or I'm asking, she is abroad. She has gone abroad? No.
She's in India.
Same house.
No.
Okay. Now tell me.
The plant body of liver.
Is it because my audio is not working? I'm not able to hear.
Plant body.
I'm
Ma'am,
waiting,
you are
Sarah.
glitching.
Your voice is breaking. What did you say? Glitch.
Yeah, ma'am, your voice is glitching.
Your voice is not glitching. You can say.
Okay. The plant body
Whom
of
you are turning back and seeing? Who is there at the back? Huh?
I
Who
was
is troubling?
checking whether my mother
Okay.
will
That's
pull off the Wi-Fi.
okay. Say now. The plant body is
The plant body of steroids are the
plant body is next word I want to hear.
plant bodies of the liveroids.
Liveroids.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You framed a new word. You
No.
framed a new word. Liver words, no. So plant body is liveroid. For most, it is mosaid.
Liverworts
What do
is
you call undifferentiated plant body? From the beginning of the chapter, I'm saying this word. I'll give you a clue. Sarah, starting with T. T. Now you will be thinking about this T. And again, you will forget. TH. A. Anashwarya, are you writing down the lecture notes, Sarah?
Yes, ma'am.
That is why. You check and tell me what have you written.
Ma'am, I wrote it in the textbook.
Very good. That is the way to write lecture notes. I'll see you later. Anashwarya?
Alloyed.
Alloyed. What is that, Sarah?
Alloids.
What do you mean by thallus? Sarah again. What do you mean by thallus? No meaning, no? Find out and let me know next class. Shabiri, what is meant by thalloid structure?
Undifferentiated.
Undifferentiated plant body. What is the next point? Shabiri can continue.
They are dorsiventral.
Dorsiventral. Then
And attached to the substratum.
attached to the or pressed to the substratum. Then Merrill.
Ma'am, the leafy members have a tiny leaf-like structure appended in two rows that have
Cool. Then
that have
you're
like
getting so nervous.
stem-like structures.
They are arranged in two rows on stem-like structures. And one example also we had mentioned. Lakshmi, what is the example? Merkensia. Okay. Then Mehrin, next point.
They reproduce by a fragmentation of thalli or gamma.
Gemme or by means of fragmentation. And what are gemme, Tom?
Gemme are asexual buds.
Only that point, you know.
They are multicellular and green.
Green. Where are they produced?
Gemme cups.
Okay. And what is the role of these asexual buds, Devika? What will happen later?
These gemme then germinate to form new
new individuals, a new organism. When they are attached to the plant body, parent body,
when this
they'll get separated or detached from the
parent body.
Gemma or from there they'll get separated and then they germinate and form new individuals. Then what else we learned? We learned about sexual reproduction. Ardra Priyagosh. Mary Angelina.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yo. Some voice problem. I think audio problem is there. It's stretching. Your voice is stretching. I don't know whether it is only my problem. Maybe your friends are hearing it properly. Will you be able to answer? Right?
Yes. Ma'am, in next test.
Yes.
Ma'am, in meeting class, that work gone.
Okay. Next class, you expect a question. Rose, tell me about sexual reproduction in bryophytes or in liverworts. Audio problem is there. Malavika Vibin, can't hear you, child. Malavika, you changed your location, Malavika?
No, ma'am.
Same location you used to sit?
Yes, ma'am.
Some angle or something has changed. Okay, continue.
Male and female sex organs are produced on the same or different.
Different? What do you call the plant body? Different? Thalli. Thallus singular, thalli
Thalli.
plural. Then, Emmeline?
Anthracite fused with the
Oh, once again. What do you call those sex organs? Name those sex organs. Anther, you can remember, no? Stamen, anther. So, antheridium.
antheridium and archegonium.
Archegonium and antheridium. Antheridium is the
Male,
sex organ. Archegonium,
female sex organ.
what will be produced inside antheridium?
Sporophytes.
Huh? Inside antheridium. Relax and say.
Sorry.
The name somewhat similar to that.
Anthrocytes.
Antherozoids. And once antherozoids fuses with the egg cell, what will be formed?
Zygote.
Zygote. Okay. Whom to ask now? Shreya and Mary, Alina Varghese, Ardra, Jyoti. I want to ask you questions. Show your face. They will leave the meeting and go if I ask like that. Sanjana can say. Time up. Sanjana?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Can
What
you repeat
happens when the fusion takes place?
They undergo meiosis. No, they
Once fusion happens, what is formed?
zygote.
Now what happens to the zygote?
They develop into sporophyte.
Don't get confused between the terms. What are saprophytes, Sanjana? You tell me that. Let it be wrong, no problem.
They
Saprophyte
break
means?
down the food inside their body.
Yes? Sanjana, you can say a wrong answer, no problem. I just want to know whether you know the difference between saprophyte and sporophyte. You want your friends to help you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Whom I'll ask? Who can say? Alentina. Tell me, what is meant by saprophyte? Sporophyte or saprophyte? Which is apt here? And what are saprophytes?
They feed on dead and decaying.
Oh, thank God. They feed on dead and decaying matter. So, the mode of nutrition, saprophytic or saprotrophic mode of nutrition, we say. So, those organisms which carry out, for example, fungi. So, they are saprophytes because they feed on dead and decaying organic matter. So, zygote will develop into sporophyte and sporophyte will undergo Jyoti Joshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you?
Ma'am, connectivity is less.
Okay, you tell me the answer.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
What happens to sporophyte? Once sporophyte is formed, what is next step?
They produce capsule.
You are saying about the parts of a sporophyte. It has got 3 main parts. You tell me that. What are the 3 main parts? Starting with F. Next part is starting with S. Third one starting with C. Jyoti, Malavika, Prabil, Malavika, sorry, Malavika, Prabil.
Food, seed, and capsule.
Where are the spores produced, Malavika?
Inside the capsule.
Inside the capsule. So inside the capsule, spores will be formed. What is the fate of these spores? Nehal? Ardra?
They germinate
Germinate and?
free living gametophytes.
They will germinate and they will form gametophyte. Again, the gametophyte will bear sex organs and the sex organs will produce gametes which will fuse and result in the formation of a zygote. Zygote will develop into sporophyte again. And we learned about the names of those special branches upon which specialized receptacles are formed on which these sex organs are present. What are those two branches? Aditya Dev?
Yes, ma'am.
Connectivity issues are there, Aditya Dev?
Some connectivity issue.
Now it is there. Now connectivity issues are there. If not, you show your face. Yes. Now tell the answer. Oh, such a strong connectivity and you were turning it off. Okay, tell.
No, ma'am, I got
It's okay. Okay, Aditya. Tell me the answer.
And the radio 4.
Good. And the radio 4. Then at the tip of that, what type of receptacle will be formed?
Disc shaped.
A disc shape. And there you can find antheridium, which consists of the antherozoids or sperms. And what is the other branch called? Samia? Samia? Eva?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me the answer.
Archegoniophore.
Archegoniophore. And at the tip of that, what type of receptacle you can find?
Ma'am, it's star-shaped.
Why do you call it a star-shaped?
Ma'am, because
it's having?
Ma'am, it's star-shaped.
Rays radiating from that, or radiating rays can be found, which will give it the appearance of a star. Okay. Next, I think we have to start with Moses. And what is the time? 3:32. The time is still 3:40 now. 3:40. Okay, we can start. Okay. Moses, that is a second type of bryophytes. And in Moses, the predominant stage, the main stage or the dominant stage of the life cycle is gametophyte. So the main stage is gametophyte. It consists of two stages. Gametophyte can be differentiated into two separate stages. One is protonema stage and the second one is leafy stage. Protonema is the preliminary stage, the first stage, and it is formed from spores, the stage which is formed by the germination of spores. You know already that the spores will germinate, will lead to the formation of gametophyte. So the first stage which is formed once the spores germinate, you call it as protonema stage. The second stage is leafy stage. Once again, the second type of bryophytes is Moses. And the predominant stage or the most important stage in the life cycle of a moss is gametophyte. And you can differentiate gametophyte into two stages, protonemal stage and also the leafy stage. You will see the details of these two stages. Once again, protonema and leafy stage. The first stage is protonema. So as soon as the spores germinate, the stage which is formed, you call it as protonema stage. It's developed directly from the spore. It's a creeping, green-colored, branched and a filamentous stage. So the features include, it's a creeping, you know what is meant by creeping. Creeping, green-colored, branched and also filamentous. The stage which is formed directly from the spore. Then, leafy stage. Leafy stage is the one which is formed from secondary protonema as a lateral bud. The difference between primary protonema or simply protonema and secondary protonema is that protonema is formed by the germination of spores, whereas secondary protonema is formed from other structures like rhizoids or those stem-like structures which it has got. When it is not produced from spores but from parts other than that, like rhizoids or the stem-like structures, you call it as secondary protonema. And this will be formed as a lateral bud, a bud formed on the lateral side of a secondary protonema. They consist of upright, whereas in the first case I told you it's a creeping structure. It's not upright, but the leafy stage is upright, erect. It's having slender axis. So that stem-like structure, slender, very thin axis, plural axis, bearing spirally arranged leaves. So here also we cannot call it as true leaves. Instead, they are leaf-like structures and slender axis similar to that of the stem. And on that you can see the leaves are spirally arranged. It is because of the presence of these leaf-like structures on those slender axis, you call it as the leafy stage. Once again, in mosses, the main stage or the stage which is dominant is gametophyte. And the gametophyte consists of, or you can differentiate it into two stages. The first stage is protonema. Protonema is a stage which is immediately formed or directly formed after the germination of spore. The features include, it is green in color, creeping, filamentous and branched. And then the leafy stage. Leafy stage is formed from secondary protonema. On the secondary protonema, some lateral buds. The buds can be produced on the sides, and from there, this leafy stage will be formed. And they are erect structures. They are upright. They grow vertically, and you can even find leaves, as the name suggests, leafy stage. So here you can see spirally, leaves are spirally arranged on some thin axis or thin branches, and that is the most important feature of leafy stage, the presence of leaf-like structures which are spirally arranged on a slender axis, and they are attached to the soil. And how they get attached to the soil? They have to be attached firmly to the substratum because they are erect structures. Even if it is not erect, if they are lying flat or lying pressed on the ground also, they need some structures which help them to get attached to that soil or whatever be the substratum. So those structures are known as rhizoids. So earlier also we had discussed about rhizoids. These are some filamentous structures, not true roots, but they will perform the function of roots. That is to help the plant body to get attached to the substratum. So I'll repeat the points again. And one more point, it is in the leafy stage that you can find sex organs. The sex organs are also produced in the leafy stage. Once again, in mosses, gametophyte is the main stage or the predominant stage. And it has got two phases or two stages, leafy and protonema stage. Protonema is the structure or the stage which is directly developed by the germination of a spore. It is branched, filamentous, creeping, green in color. Whereas the leafy stage is formed from the buds which arise laterally on secondary protonema. And I told secondary protonema are structures produced from not from the spores. It is not formed from directly from spores, but they are formed from certain other structures. And you call it as leafy stage because in this stage you can find spirally arranged leaf-like structures on slender branches or axis. That is why you call it as the leafy stage. And they are erect structures or upright structures, and they are attached to the substratum. Wherever they are getting, whether it is a rock or a soil, the attachment is with the help of certain filamentous structures which perform the function of roots, and you call them as rhizoids. Okay, children, got it? Followed? Yes or no? If not, from this stage, from this part or this particular slide, we can start again in the next class, 339. So what are the two stages? Shreya, what are the two stages of gametophyte? Shreya, Anjana,
Yes, ma'am.
which are the two stages?
Leafy stage.
Yes. Once again.
Protonema stage and leafy
Protonema
stage.
and leafy stage. What are the unique features of the leafy stage? Almost all got a chance today. Sabari?
They are upright.
They are upright.
Then,
And why the name leafy stage?
then spiral leaves on the axis.
Spirally arranged leaves. Leaves are spirally arranged on some slender, very thin branches or axis. And how do they get attached to the substratum? Anashwara, how are they attached to the substratum? With the help of which structures? Some filamentous structures. What do you call them? Starting with R. R. Rhizoids. And how is the protonemal stage formed? From where are they being formed? Mary? Mary, you know the answer? From where is the protonemal stage formed?
It is from a spot.
From spores. By the germination of spores, protonemal stage is formed. Okay, children, we will wind up here. And if you have any doubts, we'll start with this slide. So that particular slide about Moses, from there, if you want, we can start. Okay, I hope whatever is covered is clear. So see you, children, next class. Thank you.
Thank you.